Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Haphazard Book Nook, and today I'm going to recommend some books with isolated settings. Alright, so a while ago I did recommendations for creature feature books because I love books that feature cryptids and things. So I figured that for October, because it's spooky season, I will do some horror books that take place in more isolated settings. This isn't an exhaustive list. There's a bunch more. There's a lot that I want to read this fall/winter time. But these are, a few. So I actually have this chopped up. I have a few that are creature books. I have a couple that take place in the woods. I have a couple that take place in fairgrounds. And then my biggest section of them, I guess you could call it, would be my books that have settings in buildings and things that are set out of the way, away from everybody else. So the first books that I'll do will be the ones that take place in the woods with creatures. So I know everybody's expecting, my favorite book of all time, Devolution, but I'm going to be recommending 3 other ones in addition. The first one is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. So this book takes place on a mountain where a lady and her husband live, and it is a story of them finding a cave of some sort of creature, and when they find this cave they also find other people on the mountain, but nobody else is supposed to be there. It's supposed to just be the two of them. So it's the husband being super suspicious of them, him and the female main character trying to stay away from the creatures. It's really a good book, and it's good for people who like forest/creature books. The next book, and it's actually pretty similar, is Our Father's Burden by William F. Gray. This is about a group of people who their fathers have died and they left a bunch of tapes. So they go to the same campsite that they've camped at with their fathers for years and years and years to go and listen to the tapes. Well, one of them has the tapes. The rest of them don't really know about the tapes yet. They just think it's going to be a last camp trip. And then, creature-y things start happening. And then my last creature one that I'm going to include here is Hunted by Darcy Coates. This is a book about a girl who gets lost while hiking, and her group of friends, and also the police rangers who are trying to find her, and the story of all of them on the mountain trying to find her and the creature that hunts them. The next 2 books are ones that actually are set in the woods. I don't particularly care for either of them, but I figured somebody out there would. The first one is going to be The Wood Camp by Alexander James. This is one about hiking the Pacific Crest Trail and then coming across really spooky things, and he goes through a creepy town, just things like that. Not my favorite, but somebody out there I know will like it. And then the other one that's kind of similar to The Woodkin is called Briardark by S.A. Harlan. This book is about a group of people who go to do some testing and things of a iceberg, and when they go to do the testing of the iceberg, they end up finding out that they're stuck in some sort of area where a lot of creepy things have happened. People have gone missing and stuff, and it's them trying to escape. Alright, my next 3 books are going to be ones that are set in theme parks/fairs or amusement parks, things like that. The first book is going to be Taste of Like Candy by Ivy Tholen. This is a really fun slasher horror about a group of girls who go to this amusement park sort of thing that's themed after a carnival. And they're basically just there trying to get their specific things that they're supposed to get for their senior. I don't really know, because it's only for a specific group of girls, but it's almost like a senior dare sort of thing, and they have to go get specific items out of the carnival, and they just start getting slashed. The next book, it's actually a series, and it's a YA almost middle grade series. It is the series that starts with Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. This has, I think, 4 books. I've read all of them. They're all super cute, also a little creepy. They all take place in the fall time. I recommend all of them. I don't think that comes, I don't think it ends up doing the thing where like a series is where the first book is really good and then the rest of them kind of like aren't. I think that it carries out pretty well throughout the whole thing. And then my last book, which there's some people, either you like her or you don't, is The Island by Natasha Preston. I like Natasha Preston books. This one is about a group of people who, I believe, it's been a while since I read it, but I believe that they get to go early to the island. I think they're like influencers and things. And when they go to an island that has like a bunch of amusement park rides and things, because it's like a destination island for amusement parks and things, and it has a hotel, they also start getting slashed, and it is about them trying to survive until the next boat can come or until they can find a way off the island. All right, and then I have 5 books / series that take place in buildings / houses, whatever you want to call it, that are more isolated. One of them is a little less isolated, but I'm still counting it. So the first one is going to be Abandoned by Katie Berry. So this book is about a abandoned hotel that these 2 siblings are trying to go and dispel haunting rumors. And they find out that maybe it actually is haunted. The next book that I have is a book called Cold Storage by David Cope. This is a book about a duo who went and thought that they had contained a deadly fungus, and come to find out that the cold storage facility that they had taken the sample to is starting to heat up, and they have to go in and try to contain it again. So it all takes place in this like old cold storage facility turned into like regular storage facility where you can just like rent the garages and things. So it was really good. The next one is one I don't actually really care. I didn't really care for that much either, and it's We Used to Live Here by Marcus Clear. This book, I don't know, maybe like more cosmic-y horror isn't for me, because I didn't like this one either. It's a story about a couple who buy a house, and while one of them is away like working or something, a family comes and asks if they can come inside the house because the father used to live there. It is like they're like on the top of a mountain, like away from everybody. They like there's no one like close at all. Like I think she has to walk for like 30 minutes or something to get to the nearest house. And so it is a story of how the family will not leave the house, and keeps coming back. All right, and then my last 2 are again like more YA sort of. They're both series. One I believe is a duology. The other one I think has like 4 or 5 books. So the first one is the Welcome to the Dark House duology by Laura Faria Stolars. I feel like these books are so underrated. Like I think more people would love to be able to, like, if they read them, they would really like them. It's basically like a group of people end up in a house / kind of like a storage area with buildings and things, and it's like a bunch of people who like wrote essays to try to go there because they like horror movies and things. So they like wrote an essay on what scares them the most, and those things start happening. And then my last series is the one that's not so much isolated, but it feels like it when you're reading it, and it's a lot older, but it's the Asylum series by Madeline Rue. If you haven't read this series, you should give it a go. It is an older series, but I really like it. It is where an old asylum was converted into dorms for a college, and about how the dorms are haunted and going after the people who are living in the dorms. All right, so those are my few recommendations for isolated setting books. Let me know if you have read any of them, or if you've read all of them, or if there are any of them you didn't like, you did like, or more importantly, if there are isolated setting books that you think I should read that you think I might not have, because I love isolated setting horror books. So go ahead and let me know that down below. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you'd like to, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.